Hello, we begin in the occupied West Bank, where there have been more violent confrontations between Palestinians and the Israeli police. These are the latest demonstrations. Police are firing tear gas and stun grenades at protesters who are throwing stones in Qalandiya. It follows weeks of unrest and comes as Israel lifts age restrictions on Muslims praying at the al-Aqsa Mosque, and the move was expected to calm tension. Imtiaz Tayyib has more from Qalandiya in the occupied West Bank.
Well, you can see Israeli security forces trying to disperse the crowd. They're firing tear gas canisters and have been using stun grenades as well. Let me just get out of the frame and show you. This is, of course, a scene that's been going on here for the better part of a few hours. As Israeli security forces confront Palestinian protesters. You can see it is a pretty volatile situation as they try to disperse these crowds. These crowds, which I should point out, aren't huge. They only number in the dozens, but again, it's enough to warrant this kind of response. Now, in the background of all of this, of course, is concessions made by the Israeli government to allow people to pray at the al-Aqsa Mosque. Many had hoped that that would calm the unrest, but as we've been seeing, it really hasn't done much. So again, a very volatile situation as Palestinian protesters confront Israeli security forces who again are firing tear gas canisters, using stun grenades, and really whatever else at their disposal to try to push back these crowds who they've been confronting with again for some time now. Really, it is just quite a sight to see these two sides just battle with each other here at the Qalandiya checkpoint. The Qalandiya checkpoint, of course, a place which has seen frequent confrontations between Israeli security forces and Palestinians, and yet here we are again with even more clashes.
So Imtiaz, talking about concessions, as you've heard, young Muslims are now being allowed into Jerusalem's holiest site. Stephanie Decker has more from one of the main entrances to the old city where the al-Aqsa compound is.
Friday prayers have finished and there is a steady stream of people now leaving the old city. This is Damascus Gate in occupied East Jerusalem, and the day has passed really without incident. You can see that everything is back to normal here. There's a market, there's crowds. Israel restricted the age restriction on men, so any men who wanted to come and pray could do that today. There's been much less of a security presence here as well. You can see a couple of forces up there looking down, but really nothing like we've seen before here in the last couple of weeks, and certainly when things are tense in this area. Israel clearly keen to show a message in response to that meeting in Amman that it is trying to de-escalate the situation here. No one really wants to see a real uprising. People here will tell you that they are incredibly frustrated, certainly not only because of the violations, as they say, that's been happening at al-Aqsa, but the whole bigger picture of the Israeli occupation of Palestinian land. And many people will tell you that this will be an ongoing issue. Things like this will flare up again and again unless there is a real resolve to the issue. There's a two-state solution, two states living side by side, the Israelis, the Palestinians, but at the moment that peace process certainly not looking like it's on the table.